Well, I think. Well, I'm gonna say I'm just really happy to be back here on the Monte Carlo, the first tournament of the clay season for at least for me, which is great. I just miss it so much to be honest. So it's I'm gonna try to enjoy as much as I can this beautiful surface, this beautiful tournament, and yeah, it's great to be here as a defending champion. Something that I just not think about to be honest, and just trying to be in a good shape and trying to get better after every practice, and let's see how it goes. But yeah, I do remember, last year that this week was really important. I would say that was the turning point of the 2025. After the feeling that I got here, I just got better and better. I understand and I realize how I should play after this week. That's why I just did an exceptional, year after this one. But I do remember I didn't play that well. But everything that comes after that, it was an amazing moment for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell by your smile how much you still love the clay season. It's so special, isn't it? You only have to look at the courts here, the colour of the courts, the ocean nearby. In terms of a pure joy as a tennis player, you still get a buzz from stepping back onto a clay court in the sunshine, even after everything you've achieved, I assume. It's still a special feeling for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I started playing tennis on clay court. I grew up playing on clay court. I would say I started playing tennis at 4, and I just haven't touched a hardcore until 8 years old. So that and I just touched it badly. So it was always on clay court. So that's why I got the feeling of playing the clay season. And when the clay season is over, you have to wait like almost 1 year to play again. So it's like a really long period of time for at least for me. But yeah, and I would say there is no a better tournament to start the clay season than here. I would say in terms of views, it is the most beautiful tournament we have on tour, and it's super aesthetic. When the clay court is like super good, like perfect, like at the beginning of the match, super aesthetic. So it's really beautiful, I would say.
I can feel the passion. It's nice listening to you. You look fresh. Do you feel fresh? And did you feel like you just needed a few days just to recharge the batteries after Miami?
Yeah, I would say when you're playing a swing, it's always really demanding physically and mentally. So, and even more when you're switching surface, afterwards. So it's I just took a few days after Miami, recharge batteries physically, mentally, not feeling any pain, which is good. And yeah, it's straight away to on track and starting to practice on clay and be ready. But it was a great time. I just stayed a few days in Miami and then going back home. So it was a great week and a half for me.
Yeah, it's lovely to see you and to see you back in Monte Carlo. Good luck this week.
Thank you so much.
Juan Carlos Ferrero points to 3 candidates to dethrone Carlos Alcaraz and Sinner. The renowned Spanish coach has highlighted 3 tennis players capable of causing problems for Carlos and Jannik, despite the gap between them and the rest of the tour. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner have no rivals. This phrase has been repeated over the past few months due to the dominance both players have established on the ATP circuit. Both the Italian and the Spaniard have shared the Grand Slam titles over the last 2 years, as well as the other major tournaments. This trend has continued so far in 2026. The current world number 1, Alcaraz, has won the Australian Open and the ATP 500 in Doha, while the player from San Condito has claimed the Masters 1000 titles in Indian Wells and Miami. Given this dominance, the need has arisen to find a third player who can challenge them and form a big three, similar to what happened with Rafa Nadal, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic. In an interview with Marca, Juan Carlos Ferrero, former coach of Alcaraz, pointed out 3 players who, in his opinion, are capable of troubling Sinner and Carlos. There is some difference, but not that much, the Spanish coach began, referring to Tony Nadal's statement about the gap between the top 2 players in the world and the rest of the field. Alexander Zverev has been showing that he is close, perhaps an inspired Taylor Fritz, and Novak Djokovic must always be taken into account. These are players who can cause problems for Carlos and Jannik, Ferrero said, naming the 3 players who could challenge them. Finally, the Valencian coach and Roland Garros champion highlighted the difficulty of defeating both players at their maximum level, although he does not see it as impossible. It's true that if both are at their highest level they are superior to the others, but there are rivals who can trouble them, Ferrero concluded. Carlos Alcaraz took advantage of his appearance at the Monte Carlo Masters Media Day to express his concern about the growing presence of cameras behind the scenes on the tour, describing the current level of access as excessive. The world number 1 warned that players are increasingly exposed in areas that were once considered private and called for clearer limits as television coverage continues to expand in ATP tournaments. His comments come as he prepares to begin his clay court season in Monte Carlo, where he arrives as the defending champion. The tournament marks a key transition point in the season, from hard courts to clay, a surface that demands greater physical endurance and tactical variation, areas in which Alcaraz has been one of the most effective players on tour. The Spaniard approaches the European clay swing after an irregular start to 2026 by his standards, making this stretch particularly significant for regaining momentum. Monte Carlo, Barcelona, Madrid, and Rome form a compressed sequence, with ranking implications and Roland Garros preparation closely tied to results in these events. Even so, Alcaraz emphasized focusing on internal factors rather than external expectations, highlighting the importance of rhythm and competitive sharpness. His first sessions on clay have focused on adaptation and timing, with the aim of regaining his feel for the surface before fully committing to competition. Concern over privacy amid expanding camera coverage on tour. Alcaraz spoke directly about the increase of cameras within tournament facilities, acknowledging their value for fans while also pointing out their impact on players. He noted that access has extended into areas that were previously informal, changing how players experience their time off the court. While recognizing the benefits of greater transparency for fans, he highlighted the growing lack of spaces where players can disconnect. The constant awareness of being recorded, he suggested, has altered routines and reduced opportunities for recovery and mental reset during tournaments. For the fans it's great. They love seeing what happens behind the scenes, what we do, what the facilities are like inside tournaments. But for players it's a bit strange, because we no longer have anywhere to relax, as we're constantly thinking there are cameras and that everyone is watching us. He went further by detailing what he considers excessive access, especially when it invades personal moments. His words reflect a broader debate on the tour about the balance between entertainment and privacy as media coverage continues to evolve. Having cameras so close that they can see what we're looking at on our phones seems excessive to me. We already don't have much privacy at tournaments, and I think this is too much. We should have spaces where we can be alone without being recorded. Alongside the off-court discussion, Alcaraz spoke about his return to clay, a surface he described as central to his game. His preparation has focused on regaining rhythm, with early sessions aimed at rebuilding movement patterns and timing after the hard court swing. He also mentioned small routines that remain part of his weekly preparation, including habits he has carried over from previous editions of tournaments. These details, while not decisive, are part of a structured approach that supports consistency over a long season. I miss clay every time the season ends. I miss it a lot. It had been a long time since I played on clay, so it was starting to feel endless. The first sessions were about getting back into rhythm, telling myself, that's it, time to get my socks dirty again. Honestly, it's an incredible feeling to be back on clay. Despite arriving as the defending champion, Alcaraz downplayed the importance of past results and focused on his current level. His approach prioritizes preparation and physical condition over external expectations linked to rankings or titles.